Now, again, welcome to today's session. Today, it is about enterprise architecture convergence, AI first and suit first strategy for modern digital landscapes. And again, we have Dr. Michael Blaschke as our host for today's session. Please answer every questions you have in the Q&A tool that you see below. And without further ado, I would hand it over to you again, Michael.
Yeah, warmly welcome to today's session. I appreciate your time and interest in our enterprise architecture webcast series. Today, we talk about convergence, the convergence of AI first and suit first in modern digital landscapes, and how enterprise architecture as a technique and practice can increase the effectiveness and efficiency of this convergence. Let me introduce myself briefly. I'm a principal enterprise architect at SAP with over 10 years of experience helping organizations, our customers, navigate their ERP transformations. I sit in SAP's premium engagement and advisory practice as part of a global team of enterprise architects serving our premium engagement customers. This webcast series, now talking about the right side of the slide. So this series consists of 4 sessions. Today we are in the 3rd, and these sessions run weekly through July 1st. Each session stands alone, so you can join any that interest you most. You can also rejoin them as replays are available after the sessions. We'll have an interactive Q&A after the session, and I share practical examples of my customer work you can then apply in your work. So let me give you an overview. And again, good day, everyone. Let's now jump into the content. So today I want to talk you through how we architect the AI first and suit first enterprise. The key insight here and today is simple but powerful. Enterprises, your organizations work better when they bring AI, data, and their core applications, predominantly ERP, together in a unified way. Let me start by explaining what you see on this slide. We have 2 foundational approaches that work together. On the left, our AI-first strategy leverages business AI and business data cloud across our entire portfolio. On the right, our suit-first approach helps you innovate, build, and run our SAP Business Suite on our business technology platform. Let me briefly touch on AI first. So let's talk about what AI first really means in practice. First, we put AI everywhere through Joule as a unified copilot. Think of Joule as having powerful agentic capabilities across the entire SAP portfolio available on every device. This isn't just an add-on feature. It's fundamentally changing how users interact with SAP systems. We also deliver differentiated and embedded AI through our customer data hub, SAP Knowledge Graph, and SAP Foundational Model, for example. One of my global manufacturing customers uses these capabilities to integrate AI across S/4HANA Cloud, SuccessFactors, and Ariba, and reducing their procurement cycle time by about 30 to 40% through intelligent spend analytics. So finally, we accelerate and harmonize AI product development with our AI foundation, giving developers reusable capabilities that speed up innovation across the entire portfolio. Then talking about the middle component, Business Data Cloud, which is the bridge. So at the center of this slide, you see our Business Data Cloud. This creates a harmonized data model across the entire SAP portfolio and provides high-value insight apps for decision-making across business domains. It's supported by an ecosystem of data enrichment, extension, and inside app partners. And then let's have a deep dive on Suite First, the right side of the slide. So this delivers integrated and consistent end user experience across our public cloud suite available on every device. A great example from my customer work is a retail enterprise that implemented our reference architecture for a unified customer experience across Commerce Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and Service Cloud with embedded Joule capabilities. And they achieved 30 to 35% improvement in customer satisfaction and 50% reduction in service resolution time. So we make solutions highly configurable and extensible to meet unique customer requirements, and we deliver reliable, performant, and secure services in a consistent manner across the entire suite. So this is what suite first catches here and what suite qualities are that we target. And now moving to the last layer on this slide, that is the enablement by enterprise architecture. So of course we are in an enterprise architecture webcast series here. And my proposition is, and my daily job is using enterprise architecture to enable this AI first and suite first approach on our S/4HANA transformation. So the EA enablers you see here on the bottom of the slide is really the foundation that makes all this possible, which is our enterprise architecture approach with three enablers I focus on today. That would be our EA methodology. It provides TOGAF-aligned methodology with our AI suite readiness assessments and suite integration road mapping. Then second, our EA reference architecture offers industry-specific blueprints for AI suite convergence with pre-configured BTP integration patterns. And third and last, our EA tooling, the integrated toolchain, provides automated discovery, visual modeling, and near real-time governance for the landscapes that we target in our projects. So to conclude, everything is built on SAP Business Technology Platform as the platform of choice for SAP, our customers and partners. And this integrated approach ensures you get the benefits of intelligent, unified business experience while maintaining the security, performance, and reliability all our enterprises require. So really the proposition today is architect the AI first and suite first enterprise and employ or adopt enterprise architecture as a means to do so efficiently and effectively. And by no means we insist that you offer the or that you use the SAP EA framework. You can adopt whatever enterprise architecture framework you deem best fitting for your context. My push here is to use enterprise architecture management to manage the transition to an AI first and suite first enterprise. So this is the overview, and we will go for more detail now through three parts. The first is a deep dive into AI first. A second is a deep dive into suite first, and then ultimately I'm going to strengthen my point, that is adopt architecture practices to manage the transition towards an AI first and suite first landscape of your enterprise. All right, let's dive in. Let me walk you through how we adopt an AI first strategy through 5 distinct plays. The key insight here for you is that the modern digital landscapes we target leverage high value AI capabilities to enhance business processes. And enterprise architecture plays a crucial role in orchestrating this transformation. Let me briefly introduce the framework. So what you see here is our comprehensive approach to AI integration. We're not just adding AI as an afterthought, we're fundamentally architecting enterprises with AI at the core. So from an enterprise architecture perspective, this requires careful planning of how these 5 plays work together to create a cohesive, scalable AI landscape for your organization. So let me double click on play 1, Joule, our unified copilot. Let's start at the top, that is Joule. Our one copilot that understands any business task across all lines of business. Think of Joule as an intelligent colleague at your side who can navigate through Signavio, LeanIX, WalkMe, as examples of the integrated toolchain, but also through predominantly the suite, our core product S/4HANA. Yeah, and it can handle AI-assisted cloud transformation tasks. So from an EA standpoint, this represents a unified interface layer that abstracts the complexity of underlying SAP systems in the suite while providing consistent assistance. And what makes this powerful is that Joule isn't just another chatbot. It's built with agentic capabilities that can actually take action on your behalf. For example, a customer of mine, again, a global manufacturing customer, is using Joule to automatically generate purchase orders based on supply chain insights, reducing manual processing time by about 50 to 60%. A second play is embedded AI. So this second play focuses on embedded AI, delivering AI first end-to-end business processes for immediate customer value. As enterprise architects, we design these AI capabilities directly into core business functions like financial management, supply chain management, spend management, customer experience, and BTP services. And this second play isn't about adding AI features again. It's about reimagining business processes with AI as a fundamental component. A retail client of mine recently implemented our embedded AI in their supply chain, automatically optimizing inventory levels and reducing stockouts by about 40 to 45% while cutting carrying costs by 30%. So you now get an understanding of what SAP Business AI means and the plays that are available to follow an AI-first strategy. Let me also add a bit more detail on play number 5, the AI-assisted cloud transformation, because today we are an enterprise architecture audience. So the 5th play uses an AI-assisted toolchain to compress timelines for moving to the cloud, namely, for example, to S/4HANA. From an enterprise architecture perspective, this is innovative. We're using AI to help design and execute the transformation itself. So it's not just about AI capabilities in SAP core products like S/4HANA, but really it's also using it in our toolchain to increase the effectiveness of transformation. Here, AI analyzes existing custom code, identifies transformation patterns, and even helps with process reengineering. Here again, I can draw on an example. One customer reduced their cloud migration timeline from about 24 months to about 20 months using the integrated toolchain with AI capabilities. So this 5-play strategy that I presented here shows how we're not just adding AI to existing processes, we're fundamentally reimagining how enterprises operate in an AI-first world with enterprise architecture ensuring it all works together seamlessly. Yeah, let me move on to BDC, a core constituent of this AI-first approach. Let me show you how Business Data Cloud simplifies and fully integrates your data landscape. This is where enterprise architecture really proves its value. We're not just talking about another data platform, another data lake. We're talking about reimagining how enterprises architect their data ecosystem. So maybe I start with a problem with yesterday's fragmented landscape. Yeah, look at the left side of the slide. This represents what most organizations are dealing with today, and it's a mess. Multiple data sources and data lakes without common semantical data integration. You have structured and unstructured data sitting in silos. SAP data here, non-SAP data there, all disconnected and locked away behind security barriers. Coming back to my EA perspective, this creates challenges. No single source of truth, inconsistent data models, an exponential complexity when trying to get to get insights across business functions. Yeah, my global manufacturing customer told us they had over 150 approximately different data sources with no unified view, and their finance team was literal using different numbers in Excel than their supply chain team for the same products. Now look at the center, our proposed solution. This is how we architect the future with Business Data Cloud. From bottom to top in the middle of the slide, we start with a foundation of data products and harmonized data models. This creates that single source of truth that enterprise architects have been striving for, if not even dreaming of, for decades, haven't we? The next layer, again, moving bottom to top, is our business data fabric, which includes business semantics, analytics, and planning, business warehouse modernization, and data engineering with machine learning and AI capabilities. So this fabric layer is crucial from an EA standpoint because it provides the consistent services and interfaces that all your applications can rely on. They don't have to, but they can rely on if you adopt this AI-first approach in architecting your enterprise. And then at the top level, for the middle part of the slide, at the top level, we have our inside app layer with partner ecosystem apps, 360-degree analytics, and extended planning capabilities. But here's what's innovative. All of this is powered by Business AI, creating an really intelligent data ecosystem. To me here, the adjective intelligent really does apply because it can learn and adapt. So Business Data Cloud represents a shift in how we architect enterprise data landscapes. It's not just about technology, it's about creating this intelligent, unified foundation that enables smarter, faster decisions across the entire organization. Now let me show you how Business Data Cloud forms the data foundation to unlock AI first and suite first capabilities. So I took this intermediary step of introducing BDC on the slide to now really explain how it's the foundation for AI first and suite first. This is where enterprise architecture becomes critical. We're creating a unified semantic layer here in the middle of our layered model that transforms raw data into intelligent, actionable insights across, again, the entire business landscape. But again, let me walk you through the model step by step from bottom to top. At the bottom of our architecture, you see both SAP applications powered by SAP BTP and non-SAP applications. From an EA perspective, this represents the reality of modern enterprises. You have, to some extent, heterogeneous application landscapes that need to work together seamlessly for any business process to run smoothly. The insight for me here is that these applications generate massive amounts of data, precious data, as it's your proprietary business data. But without proper architectural planning, that data remains siloed and underutilized. This is where EA frameworks help organizations understand their current state and design the target integration patterns for the application landscape. Moving one layer up to the semantic layer, Business Data Cloud. In the middle, we have our Business Data Cloud serving as the one semantic layer with unified data products. This layer transforms raw application data into semantically rich let me put it differently, into semantically rich information organized around key business domains like spend, supply chain, finance, customer, and HR. Notice the 360-degree view in the center, so the little symbol here. This represents how enterprise architecture enables comprehensive business intelligence by breaking down traditional data silos that I outlined on the slide before. Here, a global automotive manufacturer recently started implementing this architecture and told us they finally have belief in a complete view of their customer journey from initial interest through post-sales service, something that they had been trying to achieve for years already. Yeah, and here the integration with Databricks at this layer enables advanced analytics and machine learning capabilities, ensuring that your data foundation can support both current and future AI initiatives. And ultimately moving to the top level, that is then, if you will, the intelligence layer or our SAP Business AI. At the top, we have SAP Business AI, including Joule, foundation model, and the knowledge graph. But here's what makes this architecturally significant. We have specialized agents for different business functions. So customer experience agents, analytics agents, finance agents, supply chain agents, HR or spend agents. And from my EA standpoint, this agent-based architecture provides them the flexibility to deploy AI capabilities where they're needed most, while maintaining consistency through the underlying knowledge graph and semantic data foundation. Throughout this entire architecture we posit here, enterprise architecture serves as the orchestrator, ensuring that data flows efficiently between layers, governance policy are consistently applied, and the system scales to meet evolving business needs. So my point today is that EA frameworks help organization design the integration patterns, define the data governance policies, and manage the complexity of this multi-layered architecture. Okay, so to conclude, Business Data Cloud represents a architectural shift, one away from thinking about data as a byproduct of applications to treating data as a valuable strategic asset that powers contemporary business processes. With proper enterprise architecture planning, this foundation, this BDC layer, then does enable both the AI first and the suite first approach that we at SAP at least target in target architectures. Okay, and to conclude my overview of the AI first in modern landscapes, let me show you how we foster the partner ecosystem for this new data economy we've been aspiring for so long. So this is where enterprise architecture truly demonstrates, again, its value. We're not just building a platform here, we're architecting an entire data ecosystem that enables you to leverage data from disparate applications, enhance its utility, and derive real value from data. The vision here is really, our approach is about enabling you to maximize the value of your data investments. So from an EA standpoint, this requires designing an open, extensible platform that can integrate seamlessly with third-party solutions. That's why we refer to it as ecosystem, because it integrates with third-party solution while maintaining security, governance, and data quality standards. And that's been the big challenge. How can you seamlessly integrate with third-party solutions while maintaining your in-house security, governance, and data quality standards? Okay, so this partner ecosystem approach represents, again, a shift in how we think about data platforms. We want a shift from closed systems in your organizational boundaries to open data ecosystems. And with proper enterprise architecture planning, this approach enables organizations to participate in the ever-aspired data economy while, again, maintaining control, security, and governance. Okay, so with that overview of the partner ecosystem for the new data economy, I conclude my introduction to our AI first approach in targeting content or future digital landscapes, future application landscapes in your organization. And that brings us to then the second objective, that is building it or architecting it suite first. So let me show you how my customers at least expect a harmonized and seamless end user experience. So this is where we as enterprise architects become valuable, if not critical, to delivering on our suite first promise. We're responding by developing our suite first offering to seamlessly bring together SAP applications, both SAP and non-SAP, and SAP Business AI to work out of the box and deliver value to SAP customers. So the suite first architecture foundation you see here on the bottom is where I double click on now. So what you see here is a comprehensive enterprise architecture that addresses the fundamental challenge of modern business, how to create unified experiences across a diverse application landscape. At the foundation, we have sub-applications that are, if architected this way, powered by SAP Business Technology platform. And from an EA perspective, this foundation layer represents the reality of enterprise computing today. Most likely, this resonates well with you. You barely have a single vendor landscape. And the key architectural insight we can offer is how we create the seamless integration without forcing customers to abandon existing investments. So our suite first strategy represents a shift from thinking about individual applications built in a silo side by side to thinking about our applications as an integrated business experience. So with proper enterprise architecture planning, this approach enables organizations to achieve the seamless, intelligent operations that modern business simply demands, again, while maintaining the flexibility to adapt and evolve through our clean core principles, predominantly through extensibility of our systems. So let me move away from the context of Suite first to the actual SAP Business Suite. So this is the suite, and let me show you how SAP Business Suite delivers a unique value to your end-to-end processes. So here's where enterprise architecture demonstrates effect. So we're not just talking about individual applications in this suite, but about a more integrated suite that unifies processes, harmonizes data, and leverages AI to tackle challenges and seize new opportunities for you. Let me first define SAP Business Suite. So what is it? It's an integrated suite of SAP applications that unifies processes, harmonizes data, and leverages AI. From my EA perspective, this is a really cool shift from thinking about point solutions to thinking about a comprehensive business platform. Of course, at the core of this suite is Cloud ERP, that at its current status is SAP S/4HANA. So at the center, we have Cloud ERP with Business Data Cloud as the unified data foundation. And this core represents the operational backbone of your business, handling, for example, financial management, but also, for example, supply chain management. All connected through harmonized data in an ideal target picture, mediated or mediated by the business data cloud. Yeah, from an enterprise architecture vantage point, this core approach is effective because it eliminates the traditional data silos again that have plagued enterprise operations for too long. Instead of having separate databases for finance, HR, and operations, we now have a unified semantic layer that serves all business functions. So, yeah, to conclude my introduction of the Business Suite, the SAP Business Suite represents a fundamental architectural shift toward more intelligent, because of AI, and more integrated business operations. With proper EA work, this suite then enables organizations to achieve the seamless AI-powered business processes that then really at least give the opportunity of competitive advantage in a digital economy. So let me add some arguments why Suite First is so promising, or why we should aspire the Suite First paradigm in architecting future landscapes. So let me show you how suite qualities are the foundation to achieve suite harmonization. So this is where, again, we architects become valuable. We're not just delivering individual products, but ensuring our customers experience the SAP suite as a consistent and harmonized end user and IT experience across all products within the SAP ecosystem. So to deliver this seamless suite experience, each line of business or certain criteria need to be met. So let me walk through some architectural requirements. One is function cross harmonization. So function cross harmonization, I'm talking about the first criterion now, increases customer and user experience in SAP applications by harmonizing processes across localizations, industries, and regions. So from an EA perspective, this means standardizing business process models while enabling configuration for local requirements. For example, my manufacturing client can use the same procurement process across the operations in Germany, Brazil, and Singapore with local adaptations for regulatory compliance and business practices, but without losing the underlying process integration. A second requirement of these, or a second suite quality, if you will, is identity and access management. So consistent identity and access management achieves unified admin and business user management, user onboarding, and user authentication across the suite. This is foundational to enterprise architecture, because without unified identity, you can't achieve this true suite first experience and the true suite integration. And our approach uses sub-cloud identity services to provide single sign-on, consistent role management, a unified user provisioning across all suite components. A current financial services client of mine recently consolidated 23 different identity systems into our unified approach, reducing identity management overhead by about 70%. So I could walk you through all 7 here. I do refer to the document for your reading in the aftermath. I just wanted to introduce you that there are kind of well-documented qualities or characteristics that we target when we architect suite-first enterprises. Okay, so with that, I conclude the introduction into both the AI first and suite first qualities or characteristics that in my daily work I always carry in mind. So it's not only about cleaning up or modernizing the legacy, but also being informed by the ambition of architecting or re-architecting enterprises in an AI first and suite first way. And as I introduced in the beginning, I want this to be mediated or supported by architecture work. So if you will, enterprise architecture is now the tool or the means to architect these AI first and suite first enterprises. So let me show you how to adopt an effective framework for enterprise architecture management through the SAP Enterprise Architecture Framework. Very important. By no means we argue that you should definitely adopt the SAP Enterprise Architecture Framework. I mean, there are many out there, such as TOGAF. I mean, some of my customers even have their own enterprise architecture practices with their own frameworks. My point here is not to sell ours, to sell the SAP Enterprise Architecture Framework. My point here is adopt one effective framework for enterprise architecture management. And this is where now everything we've discussed about AI first and suite first comes together. We need a comprehensive EA framework that can orchestrate these transitions or these architecture efforts towards AI and suite first enterprises while ensuring governance, consistency, and predominantly business value delivery. I mean, ultimately, the business value must never be forgotten in any of these efforts. So what you see here is our holistic approach to enterprise architecture management. At the center, we have the SAP Enterprise Architecture Framework, which is surrounded by 5 interconnected components that work together to enable successful digital transformation. From an EA perspective, this integrated approach ensures that methodology, tools, reference content, the practice of EA, and potentially added EA services all align to support any transformation journey. Let me double click into the first 3 ones because these are the ones we're gonna focus on in what follows. So starting with methodology, on the first level, we provide concepts, artifacts, techniques, and principles that support the transformation journey. If you will, AI first and suite first is such a principle if adopted. So if one of these or both principles are kind of chosen by a design authority for any given transformation. And this isn't just a theoretical framework, it's a practical methodology that has been refined through decades of our enterprise transformation experience. Component 2 is SAP reference architecture. Our reference architecture provides industry-specific accelerators with mapping of business strategy and architecture to sub-solutions. This is where EA again proves its value. Instead of starting from scratch, your organizations can leverage proven architectural patterns that have been tested across multiple customer implementations. And third, our tooling component supports the adjustment and consumption of business and solution architecture content. So there is business and solution reference content available, and the tooling supports the adjustment of that and its consumption. So this includes a comprehensive integrated tool chain that enables modeling, impact analysis, and collaborative planning for the AI suite, for the AI first and suite first transformation. Yeah, so we're gonna double click on these 3. These 3 are the EA artifacts, if you will, in distinction to the 2 wide EA activities. So your EA practice and potentially added EA services are the activities that adopt the EA artifacts in making the transformation happen. And in what follows, and to conclude the talk, let me deep dive into those 3 and at least give you an illustration of how these 3 components help in architecting the AI first and suite first enterprise. So let me show you how these 3 constituents of the SAP Enterprise Architecture Framework serve as means to architect AI first and suite first enterprises. Here now we move from the framework introduction theory to really the practical application that I do on a daily basis. And here we demonstrate exactly how these EA artifacts, methodology, architecture, and tooling can enable a successful transformation if adopted effectively. So let's start with our E8 method applied for AI suite convergence. We provide a structured methodology encompassing business capability modeling, AI readiness assessment metrics, and suite integration patterns. And this isn't generic EA methodology. It's specifically designed for organizations embarking on AI first and suite first transformations. Then we have the reference architecture for industry acceleration. Here, our reference architecture component provides SAP industry-specific reference content. These are comprehensive reference architecture providing industry accelerated blueprints, again, for AI first and suite first convergence. So here, rather than starting from scratch, your organizations can leverage our proven architectural patterns that have been tested across our multiple implementations in their respective industry. And lastly, EA tooling for the practical implementation work. So finally, our EA tooling provides a toolchain for the convergence of AI and suite first in SAP landscape. So this is an integrated EA tooling supporting, again, visual modeling, impact analysis, and governance workflows, but specifically adopted for AI first and suite first challenges. Okay, with that, let me close today's talk before we move on to the Q&A. So the practical application of our framework, of our EA framework for AI first and suite first enterprises is, for me, the culmination of years, if not decades, of enterprise transformation experience combined with cutting-edge AI and suite integration capabilities. By providing our structured methodology or any methodology you deem most effective for your context, with proven reference architectures and with our toolchain, we can enable your organizations to confidently navigate the intricate transformations while building competitive advantage through AI first and suite first qualities. Yeah, and with that, let me close and let's now move on to the questions.
Okay, thank you, Michael. So let's have a look. Is SAP AI Joule additional license?
Sorry, let me find all our questions to also read them myself. Or can you repeat the question?
Is SAP AI Joule additional license?
That's what that's the case. This is a distinct product that requires distinct licensing. I do have to admit that I'm less involved in the commercial aspects of the transformations. So I can say yes, but I cannot give details about this here.
Okay. Is SAP BDC another layer of SAP S/4HANA table?
I think we need to park this question. I need to answer it in the aftermath, as I'm not a specialist in in the S/4HANA table structure.
Can we do both AI first and suite first at the same time?
Yes, it's not only you can do it, my proposition or my ask is please do so. I mean, you barely get the chance of re-architecting your landscape. I mean, this is actually for most enterprises a once in a lifetime opportunity to not only upgrade to cloud technology by switching to S4HANA, but now for the first time from the outset include AI first and suite first thinking, which most likely hasn't been applied in any previous SAP implementations or introductions. So yes, you can, and yes, you even should.
What's the difference between SAP Business Suite and SAP S/4HANA?
Well, S/4HANA, and let me jump to our Business Suite depiction here. So now we are. So if you will, S/4HANA is a version of Cloud ERP. It's the current version. And the suite is constituted of all elements that you see here. So on top of S/4HANA, as the current Cloud ERP version, there are additional constituents. That is the Business Data Cloud, the Business Technology Platform, the LOB applications, and then the Joule as the Joule as the user interface layer to access different business agents or business AI agents. So in short, the Business Suite entails Cloud ERP or S/4HANA, but entails so much more than that.
Do you have any suggestions within the appliance of the frameworks in a greenfield setup?
Yeah, so I mean, in a greenfield setup, the application of and I think with framework, I think framework refers to the SAP Enterprise Architecture Framework. I mean, in a greenfield approach, you have the luxury of sticking to AI first and suite first way more rigorously, in that is no legacy constraints interfering with your ambition to architect a suite first and AI first landscape. So the answer is yes, you can definitely apply it, and you probably need it less so because in a greenfield approach, you most likely opt for the public cloud version of S/4HANA, in which standards are like enforced or not enforced, but in which you stick way closer to the standards, and these standards opt for AI first and suite first in the first place.
Okay. Can you use SAP BTP AI and install on-premise for client with extra security concerns?
Let me find this question again in the here. Can we use SAP BTP AI and install on-premise for client with extra security concerns? Maybe the attendee can elaborate on what SAP BTP AI refers to. So is this SAP BTP or is it SAP AI? Not sure what the label SAP BTP AI refers to.
Okay. Let's continue with another question. It's quite a long one. I think you see it as well, Michael, or don't know if you need to. My layman understanding of Databricks is it's a tool specifically for AML engineers. I say this to make the point it's not something that any regular SAP developer would use, as it required someone with specific AI/ML engineering type of education and experience. Is this true? The reason for this clarification question is because companies seem to think Databricks is perhaps just a different type of database, and I try to clarify for them what Databricks is really used for and by whom.
Yeah. So I read it in parallel, and here the attendees absolutely correct in his or her understanding. This is a crucial distinctions that many also of my customers miss in understanding it. So let me clarify this for you even further beyond the comment. So what Databricks actually is, Databricks is not just another database. It's a unified analytics platform specifically designed for data science and machine learning workflows, for advanced analytics and AI model development, big data processing and engineering. And who uses Databricks? You're right that it requires specialized skills. So primary users for me would be data scientists that build ML models, statistical analysis, machine learning engineers that deploy and operationalize these AI or ML models, data engineers for processing large-scale data pipelines, and analytics engineers who engineer advanced data transformations. Not typical users are regular SAP developers, business application developers, traditional database administrators, or standard SAP functional consultants. So okay. Yeah, probably there can be a signal if that answered the question.
Sure. And the other question is, RISE with SAP is SAP Business Suite?
No, so I hope I didn't create this impression. If so, I do apologize. If not, I don't know where this interpretation comes from, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So SAP's Business Suite is again what you can see here. Let me jump to it. So the SAP Business Suite is an integrated suite of SAP applications that unifies processes through or across these applications, harmonizes data, and leverages AI to then tackle really challenges and seize new opportunities for your businesses. So this is the SAP Business Suite. RISE with SAP is a mode of collaboration with SAP to consume the SAP Business Suite. So yeah, you may or may not choose RISE with SAP, which is targeted at our enterprise customers or enterprise grade or enterprise level customers to, in an effective way, transition into a subset of this SAP Business Suite. Additional questions?
Yeah. In the independency of known BI, BW, BO solution, what is the BDC aimed for?
How to best describe it? So on the one hand, there are traditional BI, BW, BO focuses with the primary purpose of reporting and traditional business intelligence. They adopt structured reporting, like dashboards, reports, KPIs, historical analysis, asking what happened, predefined data models in cubes, business user consumption of prepared reports, and a IT-driven development of these reports and dashboards. BDC has a different aim. It's an AI-first data foundation. I think that's the best label to capture it. So BDC is designed to feed AI and machine learning, not just create reports. So it's designed for semantic data products that AI agents can understand. It's for real-time data streams for AI decision-making. It's for contextual proprietary business data that powers intelligent automation. And unlike BW's build reports approach, BDC creates reusable data products. So we move away from reports that are built ex ante to reusable data products. So packaged business data sets with APIs for data consumption by various applications, and that's if not the most characteristic, cross-suite data harmonization. So BDC introduces this data harmonization layer across the suite and not just for sub ERP data. Additional questions?
We have some other in the other chat. Okay, some of you have already. For a customer who is on SAP S/4HANA on-prem deployment, can they use SAP Business AI?
Find the other chat.
Yeah, I think it's left
Yeah.
in the Q&A box. Some of the questions we have already answered, but here, the one from Jagadish, for a customer who is on SAP S/4HANA on-prem deployment, can they use Business AI?
For a customer who is on SAP S/4HANA on-premise deployed. So I would say there is an architect's reply and SAP's reply. Architecturally, you can build a lot, if not everything. Does the lack of cloud technology in the on-premise deployment lend itself to SAP Business AI? Definitely not. So it's in particular the introduction of Business Data Cloud, which smoothly enables SAP Business AI. So where I'm getting is here that without lifting to cloud technology, it's just so much harder to allow for these for SAP Business AI. So an architect's response is, yes, there are ways to do that. SAP's response is, this is not AI first and suite first thinking in architecting your future enterprise. I think we have 1 minute left.
Oh, yeah, let's just go. If a company decides to use non-SAP product for HR domain, do you recommend to replicate the HR data to SAP BDC?
Let me find this one. Yeah. If a company decided to use non-SAP products for HR domain, do you recommend to replicate? No, I don't. And the point here is replication. So what we seek to avoid in BDC is replication. Now we get into the nitty-gritty of BDC. So let me jump to that slide. I hope we can manage in time. I know. So AI first, and here BDC. Yeah, where I'm getting here is I don't find it on the particular slides, but where I'm headed here is that we won't replicate any source data into BDC, but it's really here a delta perspective. So it's more effective than mere replication. I invite the attendee who asked the question to reach out to me via email or LinkedIn, so I can dive deeper. The keyword here is delta perspective, delta view, instead of mere replication. Okay, I think with that we reached the hour. Thank you for investing your precious time, and I hope I do see you either in the 4th session next week, or you watch any of the replays that will be available.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Michael. Thank you all. Thank you to all the attendees of today's session. And with that, we will close the session and hopefully see you all next week, Tuesday, same date, same time.